Always Believe house. Oh, today we're going to have a rockin' fun time because we're going to do Star Review 20. Ho, ho, ho. So let's get going, and a magical whiteboard appears, and we're going to graph these three lines because this is going to be a little bit different today, okay? In the past, you've been drawing a pentagon and figuring out which ones are in the pentagon. So let's go through and do these. So on number one, this equation is in point slope. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, we need to find our point. So this is our x, this is our y. And remember, when we pull the numbers out, the signs are going to flip. So the opposite of a positive 4 is a negative 4. The opposite of a plus 3 is a negative 3. This is my slope 1/2. So I'm going to plot that point, and I'm going to go up 1, right 2. So I'm going to go to negative 4, negative 3. And then I'm going to go up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. Repeat the process, go backwards, and do I have a solid line? I have a solid line. Ho, 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 ho. So I have this, don't I? Okay, now then I'm going to graph the next one. Okay, and notice also my y is positive. I'm going to shade down on this line, aren't I? Okay, so on the next one I'm going to do in purple, x less than or equal to 4. It's going to go through the x-axis at 4, and it's going to go vertical, right? That's my x equal line. That's equation 2. This is equation 1. And on this one right here, I'm going to shade to the left because less than on x is to the left in it. If it's a straight up and down line, you'll shade right or left. You won't go up or down. Number 3, I'm going to do in green. Y greater than or equal to negative 2. So it's going to go through the y-axis at negative 2. And I'm going to draw a line like this, and it's going to shade up. So I'm going to shade up, down, and left. I'm going to shade that triangle, aren't I? Okay, so basically we have a right triangle here, don't we? This right here is a right angle in it. Agree? Okay, now then let's go through this. Circle the ordered pairs that are in the solution set. I'm going to let you do that on the own. So if it is touching the triangle, which is right here, if it's touching an edge of a triangle, or if it's in the yellow shaded part, you would circle it. I'm not going to do that for you. Okay, this one right here, the solution set to this one and this one, where does number 1 and 2 cross? Number 1 and 2 crosses right here. I'm going to let you write down that ordered pair. I'm not going to do that for you. Number 6, the 0 is the x-intercept, right? Where does this line cross the x-axis? It's right here. I'm not going to write that down for you. Now then, let's go to number 7. This is the new part. You're going to be doing this in geometry next year. Find the length of the hypotenuse of the right triangle. So remember, from 8th grade, y'all did this. It's going to be a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? So I need my a, b, and c. My a is 3 units, right? 1, 2, 3. My b is 1, or actually it crosses here, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My b is 6, and I don't know my c, do I? So I'm going to do 3 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. Y'all did this in 8th grade. Everyone see where the 3 and 6 come from. That's my two legs, right? The a squared plus the b squared. If you square your legs and add them up, you get the hypotenuse squared. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 6 times 6 is 36, and that's equal to c squared. If I add that up, I get 45 equals c squared, and then you take the square root, right? So I'm going to get c equals the square root of 45. Now then, in 8th grade, you made that a decimal. Before the last test, you learned how to simplify that. So you're going to hit menu number factor for 45, and if you do that, you'll get 3 times 3 times 5. Menu number factor 45, you're going to be able to circle the 2 3's and pull that 3 out, aren't you? So the simplified answer to this would be 3 square root of 5. 3 square root of 5. Okay? Let's go down to number 8. So you should have the top done. Okay, number 8. I'm going to do the first one and the last one. That middle one you'll learn how to do Wednesday. So on number 8, the first thing we're going to do is write down the factors of 28. 2 times 12, 4 times 7. I want to subtract and get 12. Or this should be 2 times 14, sorry about it. Subtracting and get 12 would be 2 and 14, wouldn't it? So I'm going to put my parentheses. I'm going to put x and x, drop the minus, and then 14 is my biggest factor, and then negative 14 plus 2 is a negative 12 in it. Negative 14 plus 2 would be the negative 12. On the next one right here, you're going to have to do another step, okay? So notice all of these divide by 3. So I'm going to pull a 3 out, and I'm going to get x squared minus 9x plus 18. Now then I can factor it, can I? So I'm going to write down my factors of 18. 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. And I want to add and get 9. That's going to be the 3 and the 6, right? So I'm going to have 3 parentheses x, and then x, drop the minus. 6 is larger. Negative 6, and what will I do with 3 to get negative 9? I'm going to minus the 3, right? So this right here would be my answer. So on this problem, you got to take a GCF out, and then you got to factor, okay? It's just one more step. You should be able to do that. Let's go to number 9, okay? On number 9, you should just, this is the same problem over and over. Just punch that in. 5 squared is 25. The x stays on top, the y goes to the bottom. Piece of cake, huh? Now then on the next one, squiggle this out, and you've got negative 9 to the 1/2. Punch that in on the calculator. Make sure, and I don't have my calculator up, make sure you use the negative symbol, okay? If you punch negative 9 to the 1/2 in there, and we'll see what this is, you may not be able to do this because it's a negative number. This may not work. So let's see if it comes up. Got to crank it to make sure it works. Go, 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 go. Faster, faster, faster. Okay. Almost there. Thank you for being patient. I do not want this to show up. Okay, so I'm going to add a calculator. I don't want 7, I want 1. Okay. Now then I'm going to punch parentheses. Negative 9, close parentheses, caret, then I'm going to hit Control Divide, and then 1 down 2. Jiminy crickets. So I have my negative 9 to my 1/2 power, don't I? Hit Enter. And notice this is a not real calculation. You cannot get the square root of a negative number. Okay? For instance, this really, let me go back to here. Go back to here. This really is the square root of negative 9. Since you can't do it, it's not real. So that's what you're going to write down, okay? You can't get the square root of a negative number. Okay, I'm going to let you do 10 on your own. Let's go to 11. On 11, this is like a multi-step process, okay? First thing we're going to do is the full, right? Okay, so we draw our 3 blanks. 4x times x is 4x squared. Negative 3 times 5 is a negative 15. My inside arch is negative 5x. My outside arch is 20x plus 17x. So I just fulled and got that one, right? Now then I'm going to minus, and I'm going to subtract this whole thing here. So I'm going to draw another full. And I'm going to get x times x is x squared. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. That's my first and my last. And then I'm going to have negative 2x plus 6x, which is going to be a plus 4x. Now then, that negative is going to distribute. Okay, so I'm going to have 4x squared plus 17x minus 15 minus x squared minus 4x plus 12. Now then I'm going to single underline, double underline, and triple underline. I'm going to group up. So 4x minus x squared, this is a lot of work. 3x squared, 17x minus 14x, 4x is a plus 13x. Negative 15 plus 12 is a minus 3. This right here would be my answer, okay? 3x squared plus 13x minus 3. Okay? I'm going to let you do on number 12. We're going to do this Friday. So you'll learn how to do number 12 on Friday. 13, you're going to learn how to do Thursday. So on 13, you'll learn that Thursday. Let's go to 14. 14, I'm going to show you a trick. Algebra teachers do it this way. It's a little bit simpler than doing y minus y over x minus x. Make a t-chart and then put negative 3, 4, and 2, negative 6. Now then, make your carets. How far is it from negative 3 to 2 on the number line? Most of y'all can visualize that. From negative 3 to 2 is 5 units. And then from 4 to negative 6. From a positive 4, you're going backwards. That's going to be a negative 10. Now then, this is your y minus y, and this is your x minus x in it. My slope's going to be negative 10 over 5. So you simplify that. It's not, you simplify it and put it up there. Okay, the last one I'm going to help you out with is this one. Okay, I'm going to actually start you on 16. On this one right here, I'm going to put, let's see, I'm going to put it up here. Put x equal, y equal. Put x equal, y equal. And get your x-intercepts and your y-intercepts. So right here, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. Negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3. Negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. Okay, so I'm going to connect those dots. Both this line is going to be dashed in it. Now then, we're going to figure out whether to shade up or down. On this one, my y is negative. Since my y is negative, if I solve for y, that is going to flip. So it's going to go from less than to greater than, which means I will shade this line up. And then over here, the y is positive, so this won't flip. This will also be shaded up. So you're going to graph two lines and shade both of them up, okay? And lastly, on number 16, make sure you identify your y and your x. So underline function of, this is my y, this is my x. So my y will be my money, my x will be my livers. I would put caret marks right here and get it. So what's from 4 to 12 is how far? It's 8 in it. And from 5 to 15 is 10. This is my y minus y, and this is my x minus x in it. So I would just make a fraction, and that would give me my answer. Ho, 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 ho. What a blast. Tomorrow I'll go through on the back. I won't do as many on the back because it's mostly repeat. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, you are amazing. You are created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.